Hey, what's up, you guys? You're watching Team APS. Paul and Alex here today.
Yo, guys.
And in today's video, we're going to talk about the, I don't want to say worst, but most gimmicky archetype mechanics.
And simply don't really work. Let's start with aliens.
Yeah, aliens, really old one.
Yeah, the aliens were a neat idea. Everyone liked collecting all those alien monsters they were making.
It made sense how it worked. The A counters.
Yeah, the A counters were great. You just put them on your opponent's monsters, and you can make them lose a lot of attack points.
But there's a little catch. See, with aliens. The way that A counters worked, and this is crazy, but I get it, but I hate it. A monster doesn't lose. Okay, you know how it says A counters make your monster lose 300 attack and defense for each A counter when they're battling an alien monster? Problem is, that doesn't take effect if there's not a card in the field that says monsters with A counters lose that much attack and defense. Yeah. So if you have like an alien shock trooper, which is the vanilla one, it doesn't matter if you're battling something with 20 trillion A counters, it won't actually.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Huge oversight.
So, I mean, the aliens could put all the work they want into putting down those counters.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if your deck doesn't bring out the right card you need.
Now, in addition to that, there was just the issue of mobility. Like, decks that move really fast.
Like my favorite Ritual Beast.
Yeah, Ritual Beast. And there are plenty of Cosmos would come to mind. Mm-hmm. Gladiator Beast, if you're thinking something more back in that time period.
And even things like Fluffles that can just fuse
just fuse stuff off. You'll never be able to accumulate A counters in your opponent's monsters. So, you'll never be able to do your plays. And I mean, like, the alien monsters themselves had some kind of decent effects. Like, one could pop spell and traps by removing A counters, and like, there was, what was that card? Like, Code Ancient Ruins could like use them for something.
Yeah, they just needed more permanent ways to use A counters.
Yeah, ways to quickly get those A counters on the field. The best thing they had was like A cell breeding device. And it was
Did that come out much later?
It was around the time when they were released, but it was just a continuous spell. And once during the standby phase, you put one A counter on one monster, and we know that's not fast enough
anymore. No.
Yeah. So aliens, unfortunately, you know.
But I feel like.
Go ahead.
I feel like you can't really talk about aliens and their issues without going into Cloudians.
Very similar problem. Actually, probably a worse one.
Like, their big thing were those fog tokens. Well, fog
counters.
Like,
Same idea.
Any card in the field.
What was worse is they didn't even do anything. Like,
they didn't.
The A counters at least made you lose attack. I don't think the fog counters.
The fog counters had no effects by themselves. The monsters had to take advantage of the fog counters themselves.
And you had to remove so many. Like, there was like one I remember where you removed like 4 fog counters.
Eye of the Storm or something. I forget which one. But
all of them had stuff, but like.
You had to get rid of all these counters for a strong effect, but.
Yeah, it wasn't even a strong effect.
You couldn't even get all the counters out there as you needed.
Yeah, like, it wasn't a strong effect though. It was always like more of a like average effect. I remember they had an MST and you had to remove like 4 counters to activate it.
Didn't we play with Cloudians once?
It's one of those Let's Play games. We did that one. You remember that?
That was actually a little interesting.
But
I get why people keep trying to play them. But
in today's standards, it has gimmicks.
Yeah.
Like, today, it can actually technically make Bahamut Sharkin totally awesome.
Yeah, but that's not what they want to do.
Yeah, they're fairies. You can use Christia. But yeah, the general gist is same problem as aliens. You're going to lose to any deck that can move fast and get its monsters on and off the field. Mm-hmm. And the fog counters don't do anything. Conceptually cool.
Yeah.
But just not very... This didn't work. I'll go with the next one then. Mm-hmm. Let's move from counters to tokens.
Oh no.
Mecha Phantom Beasts.
Yeah.
Where's the Aviation Major when you need him?
Oh, don't worry. I actually make the deck, so I know more than he does.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What's the basis of, you know?
Well, Mecha Phantom Beasts were actually rather strong and defensive in their own day. Their big thing was once they had tokens, the monsters were then unaffected by.
They couldn't be destroyed. Yeah, something like that.
So the idea was you get out more than one token, cycle in maybe 1 or 2 Mecha Phantom Beast monsters, basically force your opponent to have to get rid of your tokens to get to your monsters. But you also will probably be using your tokens for your effects.
And then the biggest issue I remember with them Oh, and one more thing about those tokens. Those tokens had like levels. Like they were level 3, and they increased your Mecha Phantom Beast levels by the tokens level. So the level 4 Mecha Phantoms could become level 7, and that's how you made Draco Sack.
You had very extensive synchro and Xyz options, which made the deck viable.
Except the problem came in when you can't make these tokens fast enough.
Yeah, early game was a nightmare.
There was never an easy way to make a token. They actually, all of them had the ability to protect themselves if there's any token on the field, but only the Mecha Phantom Beast tokens increased their levels and allowed them to use a lot of their effects.
Yeah.
So,
and
yeah.
Their true issue was that they had a monster that could make a token on summon.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
That's like all they had. And they had that one annoying trap, like Aerial Recharge, that let you make a token each turn, but it had that annoying restriction of at the end of the turn you had to tribute something or else it got destroyed.
Yeah, which meant you might just lose the same token you just made.
You'll never accumulate advantage, and that was a big issue with that deck. And also another sad part about it was like Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack, the boss monster.
Best thing ever for other decks.
Yep. It's just so sad when like Dragon Roars or Mermails, just other decks can use your boss monster better than you. It's kind of depressing.
Oh yeah.
But enough about that. What's our next deck?
Let's talk about Ghost Tricks.
Yeah. Ugh.
Well,
not my favorite deck on the block.
You know how Ghost Tricks were. They flipped up, they flipped down, they flipped you.
And the thing about them, and I think this is where like most people's complaints with them come from, is
they were stalling.
Yeah, they never felt like they were trying to beat you. It just felt like they were just stalling you out.
Yeah, kind of like how Frogs used to be.
This deck has like 4 Battle Fader Swift Scarecrow-esque cards, like Ghost Trick Jack Frost and
that
just all those
thing. Not that what was that pumpkin thing?
Ghost Trick Mary was one, and like all of them just had
Lantern.
Yeah, like Lantern. All those ones where they just negated attacks and then flip your monster down. But like
haha, hee, I tricked you.
Yeah, like a ghost trick, but it's dumb because they never really. I know that they had a win condition, but it never felt like they were working toward it quickly enough. It felt like they were trolling you.
They couldn't do much damage, so it was incredible slow roll for victory.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, this isn't meant to be like, offensive to the Ghost Trick players. It's a cool deck.
Alec built it.
It's just the concept is like, and I will go with the last one, Destiny Heroes.
What do you want to say?
I don't really know.
They just don't work.
Destiny Heroes confuse me. They have individually interesting effects.
Not quite good, but interesting.
Right, like they've had some highlights. Obviously Malicious has been used in loads of engines.
Oh yeah.
Diamond Dude actually had like a deck based around it.
And you can still use them in other stuff too if you want.
Plasma did for a while. But then you've got
things like Fallen Angel.
Yeah. They have just such a weird, convoluted, highly situational effects that in addition to being weird and hard to use, don't synergize with each other.
Like what did Defender do for you besides sitting on the field and giving your
opponent extra? Yeah, just these weird effects, and then like their fusions just like were cool, but
it didn't work out, and that's the worst part. I love Destiny Heroes. I thought their kind of dystopian hero aspect was really cool, but they didn't do anything right.
Was that what D Hero stood for? Dystopian hero?
No, I don't think so. But that's what it looks like to me, because they're heroic monsters, but they don't seem like it at all.
I have a challenge for you viewers. If you can make a fully functioning Destiny Hero deck, and I don't mean taking 3 Malicious into something, I mean like a Destiny Hero pure deck, or link me to a profile of it, or tell me how it's supposed to work, be my guest. I can't for the life of me, I don't understand what the archetype's supposed to do.
And also argue amongst yourselves to see who has the best Destiny Hero deck.
Yeah, they'll already do that. We're gonna tell them.
Not true.
So that's the video. Let us know, in addition to our little challenge, what archetypes you feel like just have I don't want to say worst mechanics,
but the most convoluted,
not working gimmick. Leave them in the comments. Let us know what you think. This list could probably go on and on. There's obviously loads of bad archetypes in YuGiOh. So no lack of supply of those. But yeah, thumbs up if you like the video. Subs if you love the video. For more YuGiOh and stuff like that. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Sponsor stuff in the description. without further ado, I end my turn.